Hello everyone, this is Casper, and welcome to another Umbraco tutorial. I know it's been a long time since I've uploaded a video or you've actually heard anything from me, and I apologise for that, but it's been very hectic at work. There's been so much new stuff I've had to learn, and it's just so much stuff to do in real life as well. But I can at least give some good news, and that is today was my first day at the Umbraco Masterclass. Me and my boss, we agreed that I should go to these masterclasses 1 and 2 and learn from the source itself about how to do all these things. So I thought I'd wait with making another tutorial until I had been there and perhaps learnt something new, and I can say that I have learned quite a few things, which I'll be showing at least one of them today. So let's just get started right away. Open up Visual Studio. Just grab it over, and we'll open our test application. And today I would like to try and show you how to do a small, lovely gallery. So let's just launch our website. And here we are. Looks, yeah, as is. We still have our contact with the gender thingy and our news section, and yeah, pretty good. Right, okay, let's just grab the URL, put that in there, and then just go Umbraco. Actually, let me just exit out of this, close all. I'd like to use my trusty old Chrome, and there we go. And we'll log in. There we go. Okay, so the thing is, where would we maybe like to create a gallery? Well, on almost any page really. But what we can do is we can go to the developer section, and then we have these partial view macro files. There's nothing there yet, but we can right click and create a new one. And then here we'll just call this gallery, and we'll choose a snippet. And the hit there is the gallery snippet. And we want to leave this checked so it creates a macro. To be honest, macros are the old way of doing this. Normally today we'd use partial views. I don't actually know if they have that as a partial view. Let me see. No, they haven't. And the reason they don't have that is because in order to use a gallery, we have to pass in some information, which is from the back end to the view, which in this case, for example, is the images. So that, of course, can be a bit tricky. Or not tricky, but if you want to do it with partial views, as you know, we might have to create a controller to handle the code, and then create a model, and then push it out in the view, and it's a long thing considering what we can do here. So yeah, let's try again. Create gallery. Let's just choose the gallery here and press create. There we go, and here we get a very nice page. So let's just save that straight away, and I'll quickly talk you through what it does. This just inherits from the partial view macro page, just like we have the Umbraco template page. So just leave that. There's some code here, but I'll walk you through it. It takes a variable called media IDs, which is equal to the model that we have, and then it grabs a macro parameter called media IDs, and we want to copy that. It also says here actually alias media IDs, name select folder blah, and type is multiple media picker, and these three fields will be quite important. So let's just grab these three, for example, and just open a new tab and put those in there for a reminder. There we go. Right, so it grabs the media ID from the media IDs from the parameters, because it's going to be a multiple media picker, so you can pick 5, for example, and then it'll display them. And then we'll see, well, if the media IDs is not equal to null, then do this, and then it will take the media IDs and then to string them, because what comes out of this object, or what comes out of a multiple media picker, is a string of the IDs. So if you've selected four images, you get 4 image IDs, or the content ID. So what you want to do is, and every ID is separated by a comma. So you want to split the string at each comma and then loop through each of them. And then it's going to go here and say var media is equal to umbraco.media, and then it'll get back an object. And then here, and this is quite smart bit, it's going to ask, well, if the media's document type alias is equal to image, then do this render media, and you can see renders down here, and we will talk about that in a minute. But is a single image. But also, what you can do is you can just put your media content into a folder, and then you can just select the whole folder. And if you try and do that there, then that won't return. So you have to do this. So if if this media object has any children with images, then we want to go in, and then we want to throw out all the children, like so. Hope that makes sense. And then the render helper here just takes an li. Instead of having to put them both places, we use it uses a helper method here, and it passes in our dynamic item, which is the okay, here called item, but here they call it media, but that just transcends. And then here you can say item.umbraco file, or I think you could also use URL, to be honest, but umbraco file is perfectly good. And item.name. So this will work perfectly. Let's just save it again. And if we open up, we have our gallery here. And the MVC partial view, it is here, and we just don't need to touch any of that. XSLT, don't touch user controls and Razor script, no, we don't need it. But what we want to do first, go to parameters. So alias, we copy that here, that's the media IDs. So just want to grab that. Oh, and just go back a minute, there we go, and put that into there. Then we want to grab the name, which is select folders. You could put anything you want there, to be honest, but this it's good to grab what they have. And type is multiple media picker, and we don't need to copy that. Multiple media picker, where's that? There we go. And then we have to press add, and then we can save it. And then we're going to go back to the properties in a minute. What we want to do is we want to say use enrich text editor in the grid, and then also render enrich text editor. We can also cache this for a period of time, but for us at the moment it doesn't really matter. Just save it. And now we can actually go back to our content page, and then we can, for example, find our news section. And then we can go into this one, and then we say, oh, okay, well there's an image. But instead of doing that, let's just create a new line, press insert macro, because we're in a rich text editor and we allow this macro to be used in a rich text editor. So we'll put in the gallery, and then now we can use it. So let's just click, and oh, there's one picture. But let's just make this simple. This is what's called first news item. So these will be all the images in the first new item. I'll press enter, and it creates the folder. Right, there's nothing in there, so let's I don't know, do we have any images actually on our desktop programs? No, you'll just see on my downloads tab. I mean, I think actually I've got some from Star Wars. Yeah, fan kit. Yeah, oh good. Okay, so let's go into here, we'll upload, we'll go to the download section, and then we have some Star Wars The Old Republic, which is one of the games I play. We'll just put in some wallpaper, for example. I'll just grab those here and press open. Just leave it to go, and then we can click all of them. There we go. Select those 7, and press select again. And yeah, see now this looks very, very bad, and the reason it looks bad is because we haven't styled the rich text editor. This macro already has some style for the images, but it hasn't got any style for this rich text editor, so it will look weird. But don't worry about that for now. You can just add the styles yourself if you want. And if you don't know how to do that, I'll show you in a later video if you want. So just reload here, nothing here, go to news section, and then here are okay, only the 2 first images, but let's try and click onto it, and suddenly we have our images. But actually no, we worked with this at the first course today, so but they had already done some I can see, instead of so yeah, they had done we got like a small file to play with, so I can see they had done something with it. I thought this was standard, but no. Okay, so yeah, here are our images, and you can style that as however you like. So that's great. Okay, this has only been a short video, so let's do one more nice thing. let's go to lightbox a minute. Lightbox. There we go. We'll download this a minute. There we go. And then we'll find our websites, and this is the test application, and then we'll go over to our download section, and here I downloaded the lightbox. Just go into that a minute, and then we see we have source, and here we have CSS. We'll open up the CSS and just put the lightbox into there, and then we have an images. So we'll just copy over the images. There we go, should be here. Yep. And then we have JS, and we'll put JS inside scripts. That's all we need to do now. Okay, let's close that and open up this, and let's just refresh. And is it done? Yeah, it is. Okay, so we should have CSS. Wait a minute. Did I choose the wrong application? No, there we go, much better. So we'll just include this and this. And we might as well include this as well, and that, and that. Okay, we just collapse all of them. Right, so firstly we want to go to our views and master page, and after this, actually before this, we want to go to our CSS and put in our lightbox. There we go. And then we also want to go to our scripts, and we want to put that in after the last script there. Right, so these are in, perfect. Then we want to go to the news, but not that one. We'll go to the, let me see a minute, partials, contact form. Okay, news, what do we have there? Ah, yeah, okay, sorry. Nope, we want to open up the macro partials, and here we have the gallery, CSHTML file. In there, as you can see, we are outputting a class of span2, but yeah, there's nothing in there. But we could change this to col dash LG dash 2, for example. Let's see what that does for us. Okay, let's just see what that does now. So we go back, reload. Okay. Bit is more. We can do this a bit better. We can put them up to 4. Oh, not 24. Jesus Christ. Okay, so 4, and I'm gonna do something here you shouldn't really do, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Inside the li, I'm just gonna add a style of list style none. And also here I'm going to add a style of padding 0. What did I do wrong there? Ah, there we go. 0 pixels. Okay, so when we go back now and reload, you see much better. Much more clean. But when we click, you can see it just opens up in this big ugly window. We're actually taken to the image, and that's not really what we want. So to use the lightbox effect now, if you haven't used this before, you'll like this. What we do is we go to the link of it, and here we write, and I'll show you where I can see this. We can go back, and then it says read me. Is that it? No, sorry, no, it's on the website. Let me just bring that back a minute. There we go. It says here, to getting started, we include the stuff, and then we initialize with HTML. And we use on the A tag, we use the data-lightbox, and then also the data-title. So grab those two, go back, and paste. So data-lightbox. This, if all of them have the same name, then they'll all be bound. We'll be able to go through all of them in the same window. And because this page, this what's called this single news page, probably won't have more than one gallery, then we can just name this gallery. Oh, gallery. So since we hard coded this, we know that they'll all get the same name. You can't write image.name or image.id or item for this sake, because they will change, so they won't be the same. And then the caption here, we could just write at item.name, for example. We'll build that, and then go back here a minute, and then reload. And as you can see, we don't have any CSS errors, sorry, JavaScript errors, so everything should be fine. So we click, and it doesn't work. So I wonder what I did wrong. Let's have a look. Data does lightbox gallery, and data does title item name. Very, very weird. It should work. Let's just have a look at the master file again. Master. I think I know what went wrong. Master, there we go. Scripts, lightbox, okay, that should be in this, and lightbox style sheet. They should both be in there fine. Very weird why this isn't working. Let's just check again. Okay, do we have jQuery? Of course, that is one thing to note. Yep, we do have jQuery, of course. Very, very weird. Let's just try again and see. Control F5. Could be a caching problem. No, it's not. Let's just check these a minute. Data dash lightbox gallery, data dash title, galactic timeline 3. They should all be the same. Yeah, they are the same, but wonder why this isn't working. This is very, very weird. And no problems? Nope, not at all. Okay. This is very, very weird. Let me just check a minute, reload. Nope. Okay. Have to go back into the code and have a look. Gotta be somewhere. Inheriting from master. What about our news? That's yep, okay, they're both inheriting from the master. Let me just save and publish again, just to be certain. No, nothing really. There's no CSS on this, which is a bit weird. Master a minute, come on. Script, lightbox, / script / lightbox. Yep, that looks pretty good. We have jQuery, bootstrap. We have the lightbox, style sheets. All looks good. This is very weird indeed. Gallery. Very, very weird. I know it worked because I did it earlier on today. This could be a caching problem, but I'm kind of hoping. Yeah, I'm hoping it is. Let me just check. Republish entire site. That should get rid of any caching problems. Nope. Okay. We have a couple more things we can do. First, we can go to the config and then Umbraco settings, and there we can set the Umbraco library cache duration to 0, and we can also go in and touch the web config file. So just do a space and then save it, and this will force the web server to restart. As you can see, it's taking a little longer time to reload. Nope. Absolutely not. It just won't do it. New section, nope. Absolutely nothing. This is weird. But let me just check this a minute. Let me see, lightbox. Copy that into the gallery here. This is just a test and the lightbox. Oh, sorry. Copy, gallery, save, build, output, all succeeded. Of course. Ah, there we go. Okay, that's weird. But for some reason, it didn't accept. So okay, so now we can go in, and now, yep, all the images work as they should. Very weird. So that means now if we remove these, well, it won't. No, okay, apparently we won't see them. Let's just check that a minute, shall we? I thought that's weird. Head. It finds the light box. Or does it? Actually, let me just go back to the master a minute. Okay, yeah, it is done correctly. Very, very weird indeed. Okay, well, you know, now you know it works. Let's just revert a minute. We'll just take it out from the master. Very weird indeed, I'll have to admit. Didn't have problems today when I was at the school. Oh, wait a minute, that's a script. Okay, there we go. So script and the other one. Okay, so now there we go. So now I should be able to go back, reload the page, and it still works. Okay, very weird. But now at least you can see that it works, and of course it's responsive. So you just there we go. It won't be responsive now, but next time, usually you don't do things like this. You would resize it to whatever you want. Also, this works fine, and then you know this is how it works, and then you press, and then it works fine. If you're on a mobile, on a mobile phone, you can't drag the window, so it doesn't check that. But yeah, you can see all 7 items are in line now, and it stops here, and there's a backwards and forwards button. So yeah. And then just otherwise it's just a model or whatever you want to call them. So you can just click outside the window or click on the small X in the bottom, and here's the caption of the name. You can also put in a description here if you want to. So yeah, that was it for this time, guys. Hope you learned something, and sorry for taking so long, but I was trying to make some more videos. I've got some probably a video coming on search, amongst other things, and yeah, plenty more to come. I've also thought about making a something for web shops, so if that would interest you, then please let me know. So yeah, have a nice evening, and thanks for watching.